Well, hello there to you, the King's Baptist family. It's Friday and there is 1 week of term left, which is fantastic news. I'm wondering, what is it that you've been up to this week? As you can see, personally, the thing I've been working on hardest is my facial hair. I hope you appreciate it. I think it's a pretty good effort. Anyway, I wanted to share with you some fantastic news, and that is that, as many of you would know, from Monday next week, South Australia's restrictions on gatherings are being relaxed to the extent where we now only need to have 2 square metres available for each person, and that means that from the Sunday following this one, so not the one in a couple of days, but after that, we are able to get about 80 people in the theatre again for our worship gatherings. This is great news. It will be so good to be together again. Now, obviously, room for 80 people won't fit our whole congregation, but it is school holidays, which means that if history is anything to go by, attendance is likely to be a little lower. And so while it's hard to know how many of us all will be around on the 2 Sundays of school holidays, that is the 5th of July and the 12th of July, when we are back together, we can have up to 80 people in the school theatre, like I said, but nobody will miss out, because we will provide overflow spaces as well, where we will stream the service just the same as we'll be streaming to people at home if they can't physically get there. And these will be services for the whole family, just sharp 1 hour services for the whole family, because we won't be having formal kids ministry during these 2 school holiday service times. But this brings me to another exciting announcement, that on July 19th, please put this date aside in your diary as a date to make sure that you are at church, because we're going to kick the term off in style and be all together in one space. And the space that's big enough for us to do this is the school gym, and this celebration service will be followed by a fantastic morning tea and coffee for everyone. And then after that, but you'll be hearing more about this throughout the school holidays, but in term 3, our plan at this stage, while we have this restriction of 80 people, is to hold 2 worship services on Sunday mornings, one at 8:30 and one at 10 a.m, so we can get back into the practice of being together, worshipping together, practicing life as indeed a life-giving family. So that will be awesome. Now, of course, there are logistics and some systems to get our heads around as far as who will go to what service and how we'll make sure that we stay within guidelines, etc. And not least of which, because so many of you make a contribution on Sundays in all sorts of ways, a worship team, kids ministry, coffee, the welcoming team, on and on it goes. So we want to make sure that everyone knows what's happening and when, and so you can be expecting to hear from either pastoral staff or your ministry team leaders soon. Anyway, just to recap, here's the deal that I wanted to just get across to you on this day. So Sunday, 2 sleeps from now, church online, 10 a.m, continuing this really interesting series on how Jesus' miracles were a deliberate statement against corrupt power and unjust systems, from John chapter 8. Then July 12th and July 19th, church will be back on in the theatre at 10 a.m. We'll have overflow spaces, so don't worry. You don't need to sign up for these. Anybody can come, but on July 19th, we're going to have an altogether fantastic celebration in the gym, and then from July 26 onwards, 2 services, 8:30 and 10. More details will be on their way, so make sure you keep checking your emails, etc. And that's a lot to digest, but we'll make sure that we communicate it in written form as well. But God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on Sunday. Grace and peace.